BB851, turn right heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
In the past fortnight, we witnessed Korean Air announce plans to take over Asiana Airlines in the coming years, permitting final approval and the papers being signed. However, it may not be the last we see of these type of mergers, with carriers around the world given the current climate and overall conditions that have impacted the aviation industry. A new article by Bloomberg's Japan site, which can be found below in the sources area, has dived deeper into what an expert who previously worked with the Prime Minister in the Growth Strategy Council believes should take place, and it's quite interesting. He believes that ANA and Japan Airlines should become one. This comes after both carriers are currently, like most airlines around the world, in dire need of additional cash to sustain their operations, aircraft, network, and employees during this global pandemic. In fact, his ideas continue as he believes there's a way that ANA and Japan Airlines brand can be brought together as one and still work, and that's in the form of splitting the domestic and international scene in half. While the airline would act, say, as one, the international operations would be separate from the domestic operations, almost acting as if there were two separate carriers. A low-cost domestic one potentially, and then a full-service international carrier. The difference, though, is that they are flying as one. ANA and Japan Airlines coming together as one, I must reiterate, has not been confirmed. In fact, it's only a mere suggestion at this point, and therefore it's not set in stone. Ultimately, though, further consolidation of areas is likely given the current state of the aviation industry. It provides ways for carriers and groups to survive through this pandemic, even if it means the collapse of one specific airline's naming or branding. As for this scenario, who knows whether it would be JAL or ANA that had lost its branding. It could quite literally be either if they were to actually go advice. It could quite literally be either if they were to go ahead with the advice given. So are there benefits to this? Yes and no. However, ultimately the negatives outweigh the positives. The current global pandemic we are going through will not be here in a decade, hopefully. But a change as big as the merging of two big carriers like that of ANA and also Japan Airlines will still be. So while travel demand will return completely to normal, Japan would have lost one of its valuable assets to the tourism industry, as the two formed during a crisis that will not be with us forever. Complacency is another thing that I want to bring up and needs to be considered should this merger ever actually eventuate. One of the many benefits of having a competitor, whether that's Airbus and Boeing going up against each other in terms of manufacturing aircraft, or if it's two carriers battling it out in the same country, it pushes the pair or maybe trio of airlines or manufacturers to better themselves with every passing month. They continue to look at ways to advance in the future, whether that be with their pricing model or something as simple as various cabin changes, say an upgrade to first class, business class, or economy, so that more people choose to fly with them in the future, and it's a constant battle back and forth. Combining these two airlines would really make the potential airline, the main one, complacent. It won't have the same competition as the likes of All Nippon Airways versus Japan Airlines now, and they would just simply stay afloat with their original business model and not really have that major competition they're facing right now. What are your thoughts on the discussions over a potential merger, though, and especially the advice that we've seen from a former Growth Strategy Council worker who worked under the Prime Minister? Feel free to let me know down below in the comments. As always, thanks so much for the continued support, and please just remember that this is not set in stone. This is something simply that's been discussed. Take care, and see you next time.